Hi there, and welcome to part 3 of the Atomize product demo. In this video, we will go through the process of reviewing and accepting price recommendations for a property that is not on autopilot. Now, let's take a look at the tool. We'll start by taking a look at the overview screen of a property not on autopilot with Atomize. This property, Fulton Lane Inn, is not on autopilot with Atomize. Approximately 70% of Atomize customers do choose to place themselves on autopilot, but there are properties that choose not to, or they opt for a hybrid model in which they customize autopilot in a way that works best for them. I will show you that in detail later. In this case, for a property not on autopilot, you can see this message at the top of the screen indicating that there are 30 urgent price changes waiting for review and approval. You have the ability to go ahead and accept those changes by clicking here, or to look at the calendar view at all of the price recommendations, or the tab we will choose next, Most Urgent. For properties that don't have a dedicated revenue manager, something that the user may do daily is to click on the Most Urgent tab so that they're able to see the most important changes that they need to action in order to generate the most additional revenue within the next 24 hours. In this case, we can see a list of each of the dates that most urgently need review. At this time, the 6th, the 7th, Saturday, December 21st, Saturday, December 28th, and so on. For each of these, you'll be able to see the room type, the availability change the last 24 hours, the price recommendation versus the current price, and a button that can be clicked to accept the recommendation. Now, for some people, you might look at that and eyeball it and say, yes, that's great. I'm okay with these prices. I'm going to go ahead and accept using the accept button, but in other cases, you might want to dig in a little deeper and see what's going on. Now let's look at a particular date. I'm going to go ahead and find out more about what's happening with the deluxe flats room type on December 22nd. Once I click into that room type, I can see the price recommendation from Atomize as well as the current price. We have a Price Insights function, which is an explanation generated by AI that provides some information about why Atomize is recommending that price. In this case, there's a low demand, competitors are offering a lower rate compared to usual, and it's unlikely that the demand in the market will surpass the available inventory for this room type. I can see that right now I have 26 rooms available. I'm currently sitting at 26% occupancy. Atomize believes that if I don't do anything and keep the price where it is, I will get to 28.5% occupancy. However, if I accept that recommendation, it's likely that I'll get up to closer to 45% occupancy, increasing my RevPAR here, and increasing my revenue for this date and this room type. I can see my price boundaries here for this room type and date. I'll set a minimum and maximum price for each of my room types called a price hierarchy. I'll show you the price hierarchy a little bit later. Also, see what pricing looks like right now on the OTAs. So in this case, my best price is here, and this is what my competitor's pricing looks like. I can also see a visual representation of my current price, the recommended price, and the average competitor's price. We can continue here and dig deeper, having a look at a price sensitivity chart showing room price versus change in revenue and occupancy, as well as pacing charts for both revenue and occupancy. And finally, a historical prices and occupancy graph that shows either for the last month or for the past year what happened with pricing for this room type on dates in the past. I can see the price as well as the recommendation that we gave and what occupancy looked like during those times. Based on all of this information, I probably have enough data to decide whether or not I would like to choose to accept that price by clicking the green Accept button here. Another thing I could do at this point is choose to click to override the prices completely or override that minimum and maximum price hierarchy. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and accept that price. That will then feed the price changes through to the PMS and then out to the OTAs through the channel manager. Now that I've accepted the price recommendation for the deluxe flats, I could choose to click here to see more information about the recommendation for superior flats. But in this case, those price recommendations look good to me. I click Accept All and we're done. The next way to look at the price recommendations would be to go to the calendar view. We click the calendar tab and once again are taken back to this screen. Now, instead of the green check marks that we saw with a property on autopilot, what we'll see here is a lot of blue dots indicating that there are price recommendations waiting for our approval. Just like what we did with the most urgent price recommendations, we can do here for any date we choose, even months in advance. For Mews PMS, we can price rooms up to 2 years in advance. Lots of price recommendations for this property. But let's go ahead and click on a specific date. Once again, we'll see all of our room types listed and the same information that we saw in the most urgent tab. If we click that room type, we'll be able to see all of the data that helped to drive the decision last time. Another way to review price recommendations would be to click on the All Stay Dates tab. Now, with this view, there are a lot of things that you can do. You can look at all of the price recommendations waiting for your approval and potentially become very overwhelmed. In this case, for this property, there are over 1,000 recommended price changes waiting for approval across the dates that this hotel has out for sale. This is an excellent case for autopilot. Another great feature here is that you can do bulk updates of your price hierarchy as well as update prices in bulk by using a filter. Choosing dates of stay and even dates of the week, for example. If you wanted to update all of the Saturdays in Q1 with a specific price hierarchy or fixed price, you can quickly and easily do that here. Now we're only looking at Saturdays in Q1. You can see more information if you clicked in, just like before, but in this case, maybe I want to override that price hierarchy. Now I can see that all of these dates are selected. I'm going to override the price hierarchy, choosing a different minimum and maximum price for each room type. Saving the changes just like this. I'm going to accept that and go for it, but just in case someone notices this and wonders what happened, I'll write a note for myself. Saturdays in Q1. Now, that note will populate my calendar view, so there will be a record of it happening and the reason for it. Now that we've had a look at all of that, I think it's time we took a look at the price hierarchy as well as autopilot settings.